everyone, I'm Allison.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are the marketing team at Get Online NOLA. So today we're going to be talking about social media. And more specifically, we're talking about influencers, how they're going to be helpful for your business, how to take really good high quality photos to use on social media, and responding to comments online. Let's get started.
Micro-influencers are typically people who have about 10,000 or less followers, give or take. And then anyone over 10,000 followers is typically just known as an influencer.
A regular influencer. So the reason why influencers are important nowadays is because they influence people, hence the name. Generally, for micro-influencers who have a smaller audience, it's going to be a very niche subject. So if you have a very, very specific niche product, you want to find micro-influencers who are talking about products like yours so that their audience of people who are really dedicated to, let's say, locally grown honey or something.
Very niche, very niche.
Very niche. That they'll have a resource that they are super interested in. They know that they can trust that as a reliable source for information, and is a great way to present your brand to new people.
Sure, and when you're seeking out these influencers, you can find them in Facebook groups. I've seen like influencer blogger Facebook groups where you're able to just say, I'm looking for someone who sells, like you said, honey in like the local Louisiana market, and I'll be like, that's me, this is what I'm into, and I'm willing to promote your product.
And here's my Instagram, and I have 10,000 followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also along those lines, like, what do you offer these people?
Yes. So a lot of the times for micro-influencers, they have a smaller audience, and so therefore they're less expensive for small businesses to work with. So generally, they might have like a small fee to post on their feed. They might just request that they get product in kind. So if you're a restaurant, for example, they might request that they can get a free meal, and that way they can take pictures of it, post it onto their feed, post it onto their Instagram stories, and that way it works well for both of you. You do have to give them a little bit of something to ask for them to post on their feed, but it's not as expensive as working with a larger influencer who's that 10,000 plus, who would be much more expensive and would very likely have a not insignificant advertising price for their Instagram feed.
So when it comes to influencers, a lot of people wonder, like, how can they help your business? So besides obviously gaining exposure and increasing your reach by promoting your products to their followers, also you have the opportunity to increase your SEO rankings.
Yes.
So when they're linking back to your website, whether it's directly to a specific product that they're promoting on their page or just in general promoting your entire website, you're getting a backlink back to your website, which is going to increase your SEO rankings on search engines like Google and Bing. So when you have an influencer promoting your products or services, you're gaining the trust of their audience, because people trust people more than they trust businesses or corporations.
And that's especially true for micro-influencers because they tend to be more niche. Like we said, that people are much more likely to trust them if they don't have like huge follower numbers. So when someone has like 2 million followers on Instagram, most people kind of understand that they're going to be doing paid placements, and they start to lose some of that trust. But with micro-influencers with smaller follower numbers, they tend to have more trust still with their audience.
Very more genuine.
Yes, much more genuine. So we also wanted to touch on taking quality images, which is really important, especially if you're going to be active on social media, is to post pictures regularly and post a lot of them if you can. But it doesn't have to be like a whole camera setup. You don't need like a professional photographer to come in and do a full shoot for you. You can take really good professional pictures on your phone. We have an entire blog post explaining like really nitty-gritty, like how you can photo edit on your phone, different apps that we like to use, how to get like really nice focused images on your phone, which we can link to down in the description. But basically what you want to do is make sure that your images are sharing your product or service in a positive light. So if you take a picture and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know, there's like a weird shadow in it, there's weird stuff in the background, you're taking a selfie in a bathroom, like it's just not going to be a good reflection of your business. So you do want to take a look at other images that inspire you. So if there's images that you can kind of replicate the intention behind, like don't
completely copy them.
Yeah, don't completely copy them. But if you can get a good idea of like what does a picture setup in your industry look like, and then replicate that with your own products and services, then it rings a lot more authentic with your brand.
Another reason to take quality pictures for your social media pages like Instagram and Facebook is because humans actually have the attention span of a goldfish, which is about 8 seconds. So having that quality directly attracts them to your page, to your post, and intrigues them to read what exactly you're talking about.
Exactly. And if you're posting those high quality images regularly, people get used to seeing them in your feed and it makes them interact more with your brand. So responding to comments that you get online is really, really important, especially for small businesses. And this means like Facebook, Yelp,
Google My Business, TripAdvisor.
Exactly. Even your Instagram comments, if somebody's directly like giving you essentially a review in your Instagram comments, it's so important that you respond to those positive and negative reviews really calmly and graciously online to make sure that any potential customers who see those know that you are going to be a reasonable person to work with.
And also respond in a timely manner.
Yes, that's super important as well. You can set up email notifications on pretty much every platform, Facebook, Yelp, that we've mentioned before, so that you can respond to them as soon as they come in to make sure that you're not like having a review come in and then 5 days later you answer them. So for negative reviews, it's really important that you don't get angry, which it can be hard and it can be stressful sometimes, especially when you're a small business. Like you've got a lot in the game here and you know that you want to be pleasing your customers, so it's really disappointing when you get a negative response. So what we tend to do is we make sure that we're responding directly to whatever their problem is, especially if they have very specific issues that they mention in their review, and then try to take that review offline. So you say, I'm so sorry that XYZ happened, and then I would love to talk to you about this more. Please contact me at your business phone number, your business email, any way that it's going to be able for you to directly actually talk to that customer, that they can clear up the issue. It's also important to put that out there even if nobody ever contacts you back about it, because other people who then see that negative review in the future see, oh, this person
tried to, resolve the solution or, offered a positive solution to a quote-unquote negative problem.
Exactly. And it instills more trust with them in the future, knowing that, hey, even if worst comes to worst, something bad does happen, that they're going to be able to have some kind of resolution for that problem.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You can actually learn more about influencers, quality images, and how to respond to comments on getonlinenola.com.
Bye.